We want to take you back now to Lisa Daniels again. She is in Pensacola Beach, Florida, where the conditions continue to deteriorate. Is that what you're seeing and experiencing, Lisa?
Yes, right before we were experiencing the eye, but right now it's back to the eye wall. Take a look at the roofing. You can see it is just hanging on literally by one screw. Across the way, look at that roof. There are just holes into the roof, and remember, that is a brand new roof. Hurricane Ivan destroyed the last roof. They just put on a new one, and look at the results already. Again, there is flooding everywhere here. This is just a sample, a little bit of a typical situation that is going on around the area. Every so often we hear metal casing that seems to be unraveling from the roof. Once again, take a look at that. That's just one example of the roof that keeps on collapsing. So we're being very careful here because there are flying objects everywhere. Here's what I was telling you on the phone. Take a look at this. This actually came from the roof. This is a covering of an air conditioner or a fan. As I'm speaking to you, the rain is really picking up dramatically. So is the wind. So it's interesting. You read about it. First the eye, then the eye wall. We are seeing a textbook example of that. Take a look at the wind direction. It's now going that way. Every earlier live report that we gave to you, you would remember the wind was going that way. And here we're experiencing really the brunt of the eye wall, Natalie.
Yeah, Lisa, sorry, we see the wind blowing so hard on you right now. I hate to keep you out there in it, but since you're there, remind our viewers there are folks hunkered down in that hotel behind you, correct?
That is correct. I'm keeping one eye on this roof to make sure it doesn't fall on our cameraman. But that is correct. There are lots of residents here from both the Gulf area, the coastal area, and also from the inlands, and they are very nervous right now, Natalie. They know their homes and businesses are at stake. Again, they just went through this with Hurricane Ivan. You can imagine how it feels to know that they just prepared everything, and here we go again. I just want to advise our cameraman to be careful over there. Looks like that screw could come off at any moment. So we're keeping one eye on safety here, also trying to bring you the report, Natalie.
Yes, as you are talking to us, we are seeing the very latest video that has just come into MSNBC of what looks to be some pretty severe winds whipping through the trees as this storm comes ashore. I'm curious, Lisa, if you've talked with some of the folks in the hotel, and where were they for Ivan? And I'm wondering if anybody had stayed put or experienced Ivan and didn't hesitate when it came to Dennis this year.
Well, most of the residents here actually did experience Ivan, and they actually experienced Ivan right at this hotel. They came back here. One of the residents that we spoke to actually came here for Hurricane Opal back in '94. Natalie, as I talk, I just want to direct you to the sign which is missing. Remember that Ramada Inn sign, the one that we saw first? The tarp came off that was covering the damage borne by Hurricane Ivan. The sign is gone. That just shows you that Hurricane Dennis in some areas seems to be a little bit worse than Hurricane Ivan, because during Hurricane Ivan that sign was just spinning. Now it is completely gone. So again, the residents inside very nervous right now. They're huddled around flashlights in these darkened halls, again swapping stories from Hurricane Ivan, but they know, a lot of them are looking out their windows, they know that Hurricane Dennis might be even worse.
And again, Lisa, how far are you from the coast? How far did you have to move inland?
Well, this is as inland as we can get. The Ramada Inn is actually situated on a hill, so we're not even bearing the brunt of the storm, believe it or not, looking at these pictures. But we're about 15 minutes from the coastline. Yesterday we were broadcasting straight from the peninsula area. We're about 15 minutes, a 15-minute drive away from there. So we're actually inland, and you can imagine the storm surge. Remember, that was what residents were very concerned with. Those waves, what they call little tsunamis from Hurricane Ivan. Well, judging from the damage here, that storm surge may be just as bad. We're going to have to wait until officials allow these residents to get back to their homes and assess the damage once again.
Yeah, we continue, as you talk, Lisa, to look at some pretty amazing video of the winds moving through. Some trees have been snapped by this storm, some bits of rooftops missing from a convenience store. It looks like Something has sparked a small fire there on the left side of the screen where this photographer is shooting. I'm also wondering, Lisa, as you came into this area, how you were struck as someone who hadn't been there by what you could see from Ivan that was left over. Was it clearly visible to you that this was a community still trying to rebuild?
Well, there were reminders everywhere, Natalie, literally everywhere, especially on the coastline. Next to every hotel that was repaired and intact, you would always see a hotel that almost looked like it was bombed. It was completely destroyed, and they really aren't building. It's not because of any lack of will. It's rather because of all the insurance hassles, and now come a new batch of hurricanes. If Chris, my cameraman, wants to take an opportunity just to clean the lens, I'll continue talking. But again, even inland, you see Hurricane Ivan everywhere. There are roofs that weren't fully patched up. And again, remember, Natalie, across the way here, the roof of this Ramada Inn just freshly built. It was completely repaired. And now in these winds, the tarp covering gone, even portions of the roof completely gone. Besides this hanging roof shingle, look over there. You can see it's already off, which is why we're trying to be careful, because these shingles come flying without any warning. They come so suddenly. So we're trying to be careful, but still bringing you this live report.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We were seeing some video of somebody's being very brave. A photographer went out driving in this storm and was literally driving around down trees. You mentioned this hotel that you're at, Lisa, lost its roof last year. How long was it out of business before it could get tourists back in after Ivan?
Well, that's a question I really don't know the answer to, but if you're looking live at these pictures right now, you have a great view of the hole on the top floor of the roof. Look at that. Just 5 different holes from the tarp covering lifting off, and we saw it right in front of us. The whole facade, all of that tarp covering, all of those shingles literally breathing almost like a monster up and down until that portion finally gave way. As I'm speaking, you're seeing these huge batches of wind come. This is different from what we were experiencing earlier. This is very, very sharp rain, very, very strong winds. I again want to caution the people behind me to look carefully at that shingle. It looks like it's about to fall off. It has one tiny screw still keeping it intact, Natalie.
Well, yeah, I want to say at any point you want to end this and go in with your crew, we certainly understand, but you're hanging there with us, and we appreciate it, Lisa, so I'm going to keep talking to you just for a few more minutes. This poor hotel manager who just got the roof fixed, and now you keep showing us places where it's coming off again. Help us appreciate the psyche of these people, or their stamina perhaps, weathering yet another storm. What have they been saying to you as far as how they're handling this emotionally?
Well, I think that's the amazing point of this whole story, Natalie, because I keep on saying to them, how are you surviving all this? You just repaired your roof. You just repaired everything. Here you go again. And they almost reassure me it's worth it. Pensacola and the rest of Florida is so beautiful that it's worth it to stay. We don't know why this is happening so much in the last 2 years, but we plan to stay. Ivan, Dennis, they're not going to get the best of us. And as you drive around town, you will see the signs, Dennis the Menace, go away, or even a wedding that took place up the road. These people are not letting Mother Nature stop them as hard as she tries.
You know, that's really amazing. They have been through so much, so it's nice to see that folks can band together in times like this and keep their optimism.